Enduro Method is an online strength and conditioning program built for those who ride by those who ride. We are professional coaches dedicated to building the best and most revolutionary off and on the bike training for dirt bikers around. Enduro Method offers a monthly subscription which gives you access to our ongoing current training program. By subscribing to Enduro Method, you receive our Iron Track, which is for those who have a gym or gym equipment, and our Gravity Track for those with minimal to no equipment. We design our training for riders who want to keep their general physical preparedness in top form year-round. We also offer more specific training plans that you can purchase anytime. We have built an 8-week hard enduro training plan designed to get you ready to race with structured off and on the bike workouts, all in a comprehensive 8-week plan. If you are interested in joining the monthly Enduro Method training subscription, we are offering a special discount for our podcast listeners. Use discount code EMPodcast23 in all caps for 50% off your first month of training. See the show notes where you can find discount codes and a link for more information and to sign up for Enduro Method. And now, on to the show. Welcome to the Enduro Method podcast. Today, I'm going to discuss how fitness is like building a house. First and foremost, you need a blueprint. You need some plans that are going to get you to the desired outcome you're looking for. So, if you want to be fitter and stronger, to be able to ride better and longer, you would like a blueprint or a training plan that is going to get you to that goal. The training you put in is going to tell your body what it is you are doing. It's going to provide the stimulus in order to build the adaptations you're looking for. So, what type and style of training you do is going to be the outcome you're going to get. Just like building a house, there is a plethora of styles, sizes, visual outcomes that you can choose from. And so if your plans essentially are for a log cabin, but you kind of want a modern dwelling minimalist house, you're going to want to choose a different blueprint to build from. So whatever plan you choose to use should reflect the outcome you are looking to get. Time is going to be an equal part in this. You're going to need consistent stimulus or labor over time to get consistent progress. Buildings don't go up by themselves. You don't get fit without doing work. And the bigger or grander the project you are trying to accomplish, the more time and effort it's going to take. So, along with the blueprint, scheduling out a timeline in order to give yourself the time it's going to take to elicit the adaptations you're looking for. You're also going to need the right building materials and equipment to accomplish the task. So heavy equipment, tools, cement, lumber, all building materials in general, etc. are going to be needed to build the structure or fitness that you're looking to achieve. This is where the things outside of the actual training come into play. So again, if you have a roadmap, blueprint, etc., the training is what's telling your body where you're going. But you're going to need the materials to actually get the project done. So nutrition, rest, and recovery. Protein, if we're going right into nutrition, would be the actual building material for your structure. So giving yourself the building blocks, enabling you to be able to build what you're trying to do. Fats and carbs essentially is the energy to do the work. to elicit the adaptations you're looking for. You could think of that as like laborers on your project, right? If you have 2 laborers working, you're getting a little bit done, don't have a lot of energy. If you have 10 laborers, more energy, getting a lot more work done and accomplished. When that work's getting done is during sleep. So getting adequate sleep consistently is allowing your body to do the building. And then, active rest, recovery, scheduling out that stuff also helps enable the building to take place. You could almost think of this category as the available resources to accomplish what you're looking for. If your resources are running low, even if you got a bunch of workers on site, nothing's getting built. But if you have adequate resources at hand and a bunch of workers on site, then things are getting built and getting done. Again, on that note, if you do not have adequate resources, you may end up breaking down existing parts of the structure to try and build other parts. So if you're running low on building materials, right, which again could be food, not enough food, or quality of food, you could be stealing from one area to try and build up the other. So having a plan, sticking to it, and allowing yourself the time to get things done is going to be top priority. So we got blueprint, plans, time, nutrition, rest, and recovery. In order to maximize what you're trying to accomplish, all those things need to be in order and working together. If, for instance, the quality of building materials is poor, i.e. could be you're trying to build this off of fast food and alcohol, you could imagine that the quality of the structure or house you're building is not going to be as good, right? The foundation, the walls, everything else, it may go up, decently quickly, but down the line, you're going to run into all kinds of potential structural issues. So starting off with a foundation, quality food, quality sleep is going to set you up in the long run to have a more integral structure. Along the way, the more robust your blueprints are and the more detail-oriented they are, you're going to be able to make any small changes fairly quickly and adapt to a more precise outcome that you would like. So if the plans you're using suit the outcomes you're looking for, so the house that you're trying to build is in line with what you would like to live in, it's fairly easy to remodel or change rooms, right, with the small finishes, whether it's a wood floor instead of carpet, stuff like that. If in the original plans that stuff was kind of accounted for. So what I mean is, if the blueprint or training plan you are doing is not in line with the outcomes you desire, or at least closely related to the outcomes you desire, it's going to be a lot harder to make those changes. If you're doing a training plan, let's say that's like a bodybuilding style thing, and one of your desires is to get stronger, it might work out pretty well, right? You might pack on some lean muscle tissue. You're definitely going to increase strength, all those things. But the other part of what you're looking to do is to get better cardio. So when you are out on your dirt bike in the mountains, you're not only able to pick it up, but you're able to keep the heart rate higher for longer, make better decisions under fatigue, all of those things. But the training plan you've been doing has not included any type of metabolic conditioning, then that's going to be a very big limiting factor for you. So in that original blueprint, you would like to make sure that the plans align with the outcomes you're looking for. It would be the same thing if you were, again, trying to get stronger and fitter, but you were only doing cardio and no strength work. You might have the ability to be out there, higher heart rate, working hard, but potentially run into not being able to use your strength under fatigue. So just making sure that whatever plan you choose, again, aligns with the goals you are trying to accomplish. Quality of food is a big factor. We need to make sure that we're eating to perform what we're trying to do. The better food quality, the better the results are going to be. You could think of food as fuel and building blocks. Protein, most important for maintaining lean muscle tissue, organs, all that stuff. And then we got fats and carbs as energy. If you're eating in excess of what you're doing, it's almost like having a really bloated budget or an extreme amount of waste on the job site. Very cluttered, very full. Ideally, you would have enough materials to accomplish the task, and in this case I'm referring to, again, food, but not so much that you have a bunch of waste lying around, and for the most part that's going to turn into excessive body fat in that sense. So we would like to keep as close to possible as having enough food and energy to complete the structure, but not so much that there's a lot of waste lying around. On the flip side of that, if you don't eat enough food or feel well, or the quality of food is low, you're going to be stealing from Peter to pay Paul, essentially, right? You're not going to have the energy to do the work. You're not going to have the materials to build the structure. You either stall out waiting on stuff, or you're going to end up having to try and essentially steal from the garage to build the upstairs or something like that. So making sure to have enough material on hand, but not so much that there's a lot of waste. Sleep, you could think of that as when the work is actually getting done. Without sleep, you got no laborers on site building. If you got real poor sleep, less sleep, maybe you got one or two people working. If you got great sleep, great recovery, maybe you got 10 people on site working. So with those three kind of ways of putting it into boxes, you need a blueprint, the plans for where you want to go, the correct style, the correct size, the correct finishes. You got the correct building materials to accomplish what you want. And you got the right amount of workers to maximize productivity and growth. Just like anything else, you can have the perfect house, plans, design, whatever it is, but unless you act on it consistently over time, nothing's going to get done. So, comes to the last one here. Well, kind of two things. But giving yourself a deadline. Signing up for a race, signing up for a running event, signing up for a strength event, whatever it may be. But put something on the calendar that requires you to show up in the condition that you would like to be in. Deadlines can be stressful, but they can also be very useful in keeping you on track and giving you something to shoot for. The deadline also does not have to be an absolute final trajectory for your journey. It could just be a stepping stone. So making sure to have something maybe in the short term and then maybe something a little bit longer out is also useful. And then, as much as I hate like 2 and 5 year plans and goals and all that stuff, in a sense, they can be very useful. The only reason I personally don't like them is because it's hard to tell exactly where your headspace is going to be and living situation and all that stuff that far out. But a general idea of where you would like to be or what you're shooting for can be helpful for sure. And then the last thing on this is you don't know what you don't know. There's going to be roadblocks along the way. There's going to be detours, challenges to overcome. But that's also the process of embarking on anything that's worthwhile. So having some backup plans or things in your pocket to help you out when the going gets tough is going to be very helpful. Again, if you have the adequate time, well, make the adequate time, because let's face it, we're all pretty damn busy. But making it a priority to show up consistently over time, put the work in, have a plan that you trust that's going to get you where you want to go, and then giving yourself the resources to accomplish the task is going to be kind of a best case scenario in being able to circumvent or work around the challenges and roadblocks that will show up, because they absolutely will. As anybody knows from building anything, it never goes exactly to plan. The things that show up will be different in scale and severity, but if you have those things in your pocket or in line already, it's going to be a lot easier to keep going to get where you want to go. So that's it. Hopefully this analogy is useful. I came across it at one point, thought it was pretty cool, and wanted to put it out there. Thanks for listening.